How does it happen that you only get 6 carries in a game from Saquon Barkley? I mean, how does it happen calling plays where you kind of lose track of that sort of thing? And in tandem with that question, I ask, could it be possible that the conversation from A.J. Brown saying, hey, throw me the ball, and Devontae Smith maybe saying the same thing behind the scenes leads to a more pass-heavy situation? Mike, what happens here?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of the latter, Rich. A.J. Brown's got a big personality, like a lot of elite wideouts. And while I disagree with his messaging and the way he went about his messaging, I certainly understand his frustration. And to be honest, if the Eagles are going to repeat as Super Bowl winners or get anywhere close to that, their pass offense has to be a lot more consistent. It's been a tale of two halves most of their games this year. They've either been really, really good in the pass game, or like yesterday, they score a touchdown coming out of the locker room for the second half and punt 4 consecutive times and lose a 14-point lead. So to answer part of that question regarding Barkley, I think there's a lot of answers. And their head coach, Nick Sirianni, I read the transcript from his press conference last night after the game. And he was asked the same question. How do you forget Saquon Barkley? Why does he get 6 carries? And his answer was, it's a lot of things. It's part of not everything that we call in there gets run. Sometimes you're tagging it, the quarterback makes a decision. The defense has a decision with the fronts they play.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, Rich, I think a lot of teams are choosing, because I've watched every one of their tapes, because I have a daughter that's a pain in my butt and makes me go on her podcast every week with the Eagles. And yes. I watch that tape every week. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing teams playing their run game a little bit differently. And the Eagles have got to be really good with how they choose how, why, and when to throw the football and to run the football, to be honest with you.
Sure, and it's an interesting point that you make, not about Lee on her, her Believe podcast on the Eagles. She's very persuasive. But, the point that you make is the defense has something to do with it. And Denver was basically saying, try and run Saquon. We got Defensive Player of the Year named Pat Surtain that's traveling with A.J. Brown. Good luck with that. Maybe that's why Devontae Smith had his best day in terms of yards as a receiver this fall. But the question that just to really get deep into it here, just to answer what some Eagles fans are saying, the play calling coming in late and the late snaps and the pre-snap routine for a defending Super Bowl champ that really hasn't changed many parts except for the offensive coordinator and Kevin Patullo. How does that happen? It is fixable too, right, Mike? I mean, that's something that can be fixable, yay or nay here?
I get frustrated with there are so many ways to lose football games, and it's such a competitive league. When you start losing games over things you can control, pre-snap penalties, getting stuff in late, 2 guys in motion. Those are the kind of things you can control, okay? And I know the Eagles coaches are painfully aware of that. You never know what a play caller is or he isn't until he becomes a play caller. Mm-hmm. Kevin Patullo was there the last several years, okay? He's been a big part of their pass game. But we don't know. I still don't know what kind of play caller he is yet. I mean, there's some elite guys out there. The guy in San Francisco, the guy with the Rams. There's a bunch of several elite play callers on both sides of the ball, but not everybody is. And right now, they're disjointed on offense. And I think the first thing you got to question is when the players are saying, hey, we're not getting it in quickly enough, we're not ready to snap the football, that's a problem.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.